うん。はい、皆さんどうもこんばんは。あの、なんでね、いきなりこんな設定画面、初期設定画面みたいな画面で止まってるかと言いますと、このゲーム、なんか起動するときに、毎回、現在時刻設定させたり、で、それに対してちょっとしたね、リアクションというか、演出みたいなのがあるんで、まあ、もしかしたら今回もあるのかなと思って、今回はここから始めております。パソコンがギリギリ見えるぐらいまで、マックス明るくしてや、マックス明るくしてやろうかな。これで、この、この犬と猫が友達になるようにスライダーを調節してください。難しいこと言うね。あ、あはー。見て、これ。これ。いや、なんかね、違う種族の動物が仲良くしてる動画とかね、見るの好きなんで、たまりませんな。5が9になるまでスライダーを調整。これに何の意味が、9、9、これ9やけどさ、これも9ですね。これも9だ。どれでしょうか。じゃあ、この9にしよう。あなたがスライダーの調節を止めるまでスライダーを調節。やったー。スライダーの調節し放題だ。いやー、こういうゲームね、探してたんですよね。このね、スライダーの調節ってね、ゲームの最初の方に設定して、それ以降出てこなく、誰が、誰が喜ぶねん、これ。この二つの造語のどちらがあなたにとって魅力的ですか？オッキュボインカル。スクラムトゥッシュ。なるほどね。まあ、なんか、こっちは、両方ともさ、こう、西洋ファンタジーに出てくる村の名前っぽいな。でも、ボインって入ってるとなんかちょっと、間抜けに聞こえるから、このスクラムトゥッシュかな。スライダーを調節しないでください。振りですか？振りですかこれ。スライダー調節しちゃうもんね。右に左にスライダー調節しちゃうもんね、これ。どうです？じゃあ俺もう、マックスにしちゃうよ。今何時かわかりますか？わかるよ。その現在の時刻が正しい時間ですか？まあ、このパソコンのね、インターネットで調節してくれてますから。そもそも時間って何なんでしょうか？いや、はい、いいえで答えられる質問しろよ。じゃあ、この選択肢を出すならさ、時間って何なんでしょうか？イエス。あなた自身のことで私にまだ何か言ってないことがありますか？言ってないことしかないよ。助けて。怖っ。急にホラーになっちゃった。いいよ。また私を訪ねてきてくれますか？それはね、ゲーム起動するたびに、この画面出てきますから。ああ、なんだったんだ。今日のペコさんのセリフ予言モノマネします。ごめんって。まあね、いつもナレーター切れ散らかしてはいじけちゃうからな。はい。さあ、スタンリーパラブル、ウルトラデラックス、やっていきますか。まあ、前回は、まあ、いろいろ、やって、いろいろやったね。まあ、そのね、ナレーターに従って物語を進めたり進めなかったりしたんで。
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
はい。
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
そうね。
Employee number
あれこれ前回も見たけど
427's
な。
job was simple.
うん。
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
ちょっと待って、ゲーム音がめちゃくちゃでかい。
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
これスキップしていい一回見たからさ。あ、実績が解除された。ウェルカムバックだって。まあ、やることは前回と一
All
緒
of
か
his
な。
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ちょっと待って。まあまあまあまあ。やることと言ったら一緒か
No
な。
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
こうやってね、探索していって、席外すなら、あそこの画面ぐらい切ってきな。探索して、お、ニューコンテンツ。魅力的。急になんか魅力的な、急に魅力的な扉が現れたよ、これ。行っちゃおう。
Oh, new content?
うん。
What does that mean, new content?
あ、そら、新しいコンテンツっていう意味でしょ。行き止まりリフト、エレベーター。暗い。なんか、バックヤードみたいなところに。
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra
Hi.
Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in
はい
2013
はい。
on home computers.
なんかオープニングみたい
After
なの始まっ
receiving
た。
critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the
Hi,
Stanley
hi.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
これ、コンシューマー向けにも出てんの？
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that
ゲームにコンテンツが注入されてる。もう。
delighting audiences the world over.
急にプレゼン始まったな。
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the
なるほど。
Stanley Parable
ここからは
Ultra Deluxe.
ウルトラデラッ
Oh,
ク
this
スに。
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe
はいはいはいはい
content.
はい。めちゃんこワクワクちゃうね。ここからはあれかな。元のスタンリーパラブル原作にはなかったコンテンツってことか。It's a small world みたい。
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm
Hi.
sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
楽しみ。
Is it broken? What's going on here?
ちょっと、
Should we be moving somewhere or oh,
動
here
いた
we
動い
go.
た。
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
ナレーターさんもテンション上がってますな。上に進んでますね。
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
ゲームコンテンツ。広い。
All right. All right, let's see. It's
ジャンプ
the
サーク
jump circle.
ル。そういえばね、ちょっと気になってきたけど、配信では言わなかったことないけど、このゲーム、セッティングにさ、ジャンプってあるのよ。スペースキーでジャンプがあるんやけど、地面に 今までね、落ちても、スペースキー今連打してるんやけど、ジャンプなんてね、できなかったんですよ。これもしかして、ここに入ると、ああ、ジャンプができる。だから何？すごいけど、だから何？これ、25回やったら何か起きるんですか？やったー。やったけど、だから何？はい。あ、じゃ、ジャンプできなくなっちゃった。そういうこと？残りジャンプって。これ減らしたら何か起きるとかじゃなくて、この中で36回ジャンプできるよってだけ？なんじゃそら。いや、想像以上にだから何やったな。もうジャンプできないわ。もうジャンプできないわ、これ。ちょっと
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
全く、ナレーターさんと全く同じ感想を抱いてる。
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
やめて。
I could
別に。
counter 30 trillion.
別に。
Put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
元のオフィスみたいなところ。うわぁ、怖っ。なんか書いてる。
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.What do you say, friend?
いや、元のスタンリーパラブルもな、そんな別に、面白い、あれちょっとなんか、だいぶ様相が違いますけど。これ元いたというか、普段ならこのオフィスから始まる。うわ、びっくりした。
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
気になるなぁ。ちょっとここは従ってみるかやけど。従めるわ、コントロールで。そういえばそうでした。何があるって言うんです？よいしょ。
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
ただのジャンプできるものだけじゃなくすごい神秘的。
I call it the memory zone.
メモリーゾーン。
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
メモリーゾーン。なるほどね。 記念
You
館
see,
みたいな。
Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful
Right.
Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back
2013
then,
年。
video games had integrity. Back
大
then,
学生
it all meant
かな。
something. Oh, the waste.
大学生の頃にオリジナル版は発売されたんですね。これあれか。スタンリーパラブルに出てくる小道具みたいなのを、コレクターズエディション。こんなパッケージ版とか出てたの？スタンリーパラブルコレクターズエディション。オーディエンスアワードザ・スタンリーパラブル。2014インデペンデントゲームズフェスティバル。賞とかも取ってたんだ。重度の解雇中。インターネットやってるね、おじさんたちは、そうならざるを得ませんから。スタンリーパラブル。台本 ?Our first kiss, my first か。The release of the Stanley Parable in News。なんかしゃらくさいな。それを同列に並べんだよ、そんなセンチメンタルな思い出と。誰ですか、これ。インターネット老人会会場。ザ・オリジナルリメイク。スタンリー・パラブル。The British Academy of Film and Television Arts。なんか、思いっきり雑にスタンリー・パラブルって書いてあるけど、これ、本当に撮ったのこれ。トリップダウンメモリーレイン。思い出をたどる旅。It's of Music。スタンリー・パラブル。サントラ1ドル紙幣が。ハッピーエンドでにっこり。スタンリーパラブルアルファテスト。建物の雰囲気はいいな。スタンリーパラブルデモンストレーション。体験版とかあったんですか？ Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. これね。Unachievable. It is impossible. これね、オリジナル版のスタンリーパラブルには5年間プレイしないっていう実績があったんですよね、確かね。ブリティッシュアカデミーオブフィルム&テレビジョンアーツ。ノミネートされてるわ。ゲームイノベーション。デビューゲーム、ストーリー。新作ゲーム本日発売。クリエイターが驚くほど総額。スタンリーパラブル、厳しい選択を迫られる。このエンディング見たな。別館みたいなのがある。うわぁ。円形がもう、見てわかる一枚絵。なんか穏やかな BGM も流れ始めた。そして、In Loving Memory, Little Stanley。
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
美化しすぎじゃない？いくらなんでも。
Every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
勝手に他社のゲームを引用するんじゃないよ。
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless
そ
husk.
こまで言わんでよく
An
ない？
hour of new elevator content.
一応さ、そのオリジナルのスタンリーパラブルのさ、コンテンツ含んでるんやからさ、それ以下ってことは、どうだろう、解釈次第か。ああ、広いな、ほんで。いちいち真面目に見てる必要ないかもしかして。下。メモリーズオンメンテナンス。はいはいはい。ファイヤー。なんかこっちはあれなんで、上から見ますか。戻れるよね、別に。これマジであるんかな、スタンリーパラブルのパッケージ版って。あ、しまっちゃった。
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
おーい、これ素材じゃん、ゲーム
both a
の。
richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
そんなこと
It
言うなっ
just
て。
needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
いや、まあでもね、あ、こっち。シリアスルーム。こっち行けないか？まあでも、ね、ゲーム好きの中ではね、そういう、続編が出て、がっかりさせられるっていうのは、よくある話ではあるからね。こっち行けないの？行けないね。なぜならジャンプができないから。じゃあ、ちょっとメンテナンス。
These were simpler times, Stanley.
あ、開いてる。
What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
あら、ナレーターさんも知らない。あ、そうだ。一気に。
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Steam のレビューはこういう扱いされてんだ。レビューサイトのレビューはあんな風に額に入れて記念館に飾ってんのに。ああ、not recommended。おすすめしません。2018年のレビュー。
With his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
なるほど。いやー、その配信プラットフォームのこと悪く言うなよ。まあでも海外ではあるあるのノリなんかもな。ああ、not recommended のレビューが散乱してる。でもほら、おすすめもされてんじゃん。ああ、今度は何ですか？
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
そうね。
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like
ああ、
other
もう
these
ほら。
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as stolen as I always remembered.
どんどん自信なくしていく。そんなことないって。ちょっと説教臭いというかね、やかましいなって思うことはあったけど、それがこのゲームのいいとこじゃないですか。ねえ。あるわ。おすすめしませんのレビューが。
What's this one got to say?
いちいち読むな、こんな
You
もの。
constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
ああ、沈んでいった。
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive
Oh,
reviews of the Stanley. That's my motto, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
え、マジ？いやでもね、こういうね、ユーザーの意見をね、無条件に取り入れると大抵ろくなことになりませんからね。ああ、スキップボタンだ。すごい。
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a...
ああ、スキップされて。
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of... Well, there, sport. You really did
ああ、
catch me
10分ぐらい、
rambling on
10分ぐらい進んでるわ。
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption...
はい。
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
そうね。
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45
はい。
minutes. Stanley! Stanley!
ああ、1時間、1
Stanley,
時
please
間。
don't push the button again. It's been 12
12時間。
hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're
へ
really,
え。
truly getting longer. And my God, there's no...
はい。
Oh, Stanley, you're back.
ああ、
Back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
植物枯れちゃってる。
I think
あ、
it's
1
been
週間。
or 2 weeks.
へえ
I've。been sitting here.
あ、そうなんですね。なんか、
Oh, hello.
10億年ボタン、
You're here
5億年ボタンやったっ
again.
け？
I have had
その
time to
話を
think
思い出すな。
about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so
う
much
ーん、
time.
はーい。あ、もうとうとう喋らなくなっちゃった。いるよ。いるよ。いるよ。帰ってきたよ。あ、なんか鳴ってる。ピーピー鳴ってるわ。そこで何が鳴ってんだ？あ、時計か？時計が落ちて鳴ってんのか？そしてもうナレーターいなくなっちゃったよ。
But they didn't understand the game
ああ、
was
急に
never
喋り出し
meant
た。
to be
びっ
funny.
くり
It
し
was
た。
meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
何言ってん
It
の？
wasn't enough.
何
They
言ってん
had
の？
to leave
何
a
言ってんの？
pathetic little thumb.
あ、喋ったり喋らなくなったり忙しいな。どんくらい時間経ってんだ？どんどん長くなっていってんでしょ。
The end is never the end. Is
Ah.
never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end.
これあれだ。
End is never the
ロード画面に書いてるやつだ。
end. Is never the 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 end.
閉じ込められてるからね。我々も。このボタンを押すことぐらいしかできないんで。雨漏りしてる。 これまずいんじゃない？これスキップしたらさ。ほら。どんどん壊れていってるじゃん。あ、光だー。明るい。けど特になんかできるとかでもなく。乗れんか。なぜなら、ジャンプができないからね。このゲーム。ああ、草生えてる。すごいな、もう、何十年っていうレベルで時間が経ってるな、ボタン一回押すたびに。あれ？また荒廃しちゃった。あんなに緑が生えてたのに。一体何があったんだ？画面が暗え。あ、外に出れる。スキップボタンは？あ、もうこれ、押せなくなってる。外だー！おデューン、砂の惑星。そりゃあね、何百年、何千年とあったのかな、もしかして。あ、なんもないわ。なんもないわ、これ。急にオープンワールドゲーが始まったんかな。これ、ボタン押せたりしないですか？あ、もう無理ですか。じゃあちょっと歩いてみるか。あ、戻ってきた。なるほど。あれがスタンリーパラブルウルトラデラックスのニューコンテンツだったんですね。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
さて。いや、もう、パソコンぐらい消しときいな。インプット、レシーブと。これ何なんだろうな。あ、ニューコンテンツ。気になるけど、ちょっと、こっちのコンテンツも、まだ楽しみきってない気がするか
Stanley
ら。
came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
これ
This
右
was
に行
not the
っ
correct way
て
to the、meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
これで左行ってみるか。
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
Right.
walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
ああ、なるほど。こっちに行くと、元のルートに戻るんだ。なるほどな。なんか、エレベーターあるし、降りてみる。何があるんだろ
Stanley
う。
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go,
ああ、困っちゃった。成田さんが困っちゃった。
it's, left.
左。左しか無理か。
Oh, no.
Bravo.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
ああ、こっちね。オッケー。
No,
Eh?
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
ちゃんとして。
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
ちゃんとして。
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely
ああ、そっ
this
ち
way.
はい。シャッター。あ、車、トラックが飛んでるわ。で、どんどん下に行くんだ。あ、見たことあるこれ。
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet.
これ見た
This
こと
is
ある
all a
な。
spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
あ、閉まってる。
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
ああ、強制的に。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
あれ、消せなくなってるわ。あ、ニューコンテンツが消えてる。ということは、
When
あれ
Wait, what?
増えてる。
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
どこ行くんですか？
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
ああ、
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
どこに入ろう。まあ、この右左は最初からあったからさ、まあ、違うところに入りたいよね。なんか迷路みたいになってるわ。ドア。こっちにもドア。あれこれもしかして、ループしてる？なんか光ってる。窓だ。
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
ほう。
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
リセットされた。これで
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
今度はどう変わってるんですか？また、今度はなくなっちゃってるわ。
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
一回戻って。なんかどっか変わってないかってこと？でも特に、あれ
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
来たかなこれ。なんか、あれ
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
どんどん迷走してるよ。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
そうだね。
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to
め
be
ちゃくちゃ
doing,
木造にな
how
っちゃった。
about this? You win!
おい
Congratulations!
めでたちめでたちしちゃう
A
ね。
lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
デウスエクスマキナもびっくりの力技。
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
や、そうですよ。
We'll win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
ああ
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Trademark.
Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
いや、助かるわ。これでめっちゃに迷う。めっちゃに迷うことなくなるからさ。あ、そっち行くんだ。初めてですね。うわー、これ。こっち行くとどうなる？これこっち行くと。あ、
No, no, I'm done. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
あー、なるほどね。あ、こぼれてる。おーい。仕事中にソリティアしてるやつおったな。こっち来るの初めてかな。
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't
Hi.
wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the
2パターン
mood.
あるな。わあ、びっくりした。気分、うるせえ。うるせえ。うるせえ。ちょっと待て。ほんで、ラインがちょっとおかしいですよ。ラインも、瞑想してる。うるさい。ちょっと静かにしてもらえません？まっすぐしきゃいいじゃん。うわー、ワイドホワイトボールみたいになってる。大丈夫？ところで大丈夫？これ信じて。いや、まっすぐ行きゃいいやん。ここもさ、うるさいな。ほんでこれずっとこのまんま？これどこに行き着くんですか？
Cut the music.
よかった。
Go back and look at that fern.
シダ？
Stanley, this fern will be
Huh.
very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
なるほど。覚えとこう。忘れんようにスクショ取っとこう。で、
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
あ、
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
Give
And after
Coco
we
ni.
trusted you. After everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
またライン。 今度はこれに従ってもいいんですかちゃんと。
You know what,
わあ、びっくりし
Stanley?
た。
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
あ、今度はこっちに。もう、他人の指示になんか従わねえぜ。
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
ちょっと、
Go wild.
ちょっと、
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
ちょっとループしてるっていうかもうなんもないけど。あ、戻ってこれたわ。これ、進んだ方がいいんかな。いやでも一定距離進むとこれ、こうなるんですが。ああ、でも、進んでるのかあ
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
君とかそれとかにトレードマークついてんの面白いな。おお、無茶なこと言うなあ。あ、でもどっか行ったわ。お、
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Ah.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Hi,
Just
hi.
walk in circles for a
Eh?
minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
ラピカ理論。混乱への。
What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I
そう
just
あと
supposed to
3回リスター
forget?
トするって
Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank
両方こっちに
simply
つかな
because
って
it's
なんか
written
い。
here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer
おーおーおーおーおーあ、止まった。
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
どうなんの
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the
こ
journey.
れスタートしないと
and not the
進まないやつでしょ、
destination.
どうせ。
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you
わあ、びっくりした。急にやめて。あ、でも、LINE もなくなってるわ。
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ほう。あ。 ああ、ニューコンテンツ。どうしようかな。ニューコンテンツいこうかな。でもこっちでな、やり残したことがね、あるんですよね。
When Stanley came to a set
ま
of
だま
two
だ。
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
こっち行って、
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
勝手に進められたな。こっから先は一緒か。もう一回やったやつやな。
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now?
マインドコントロールセンターで何ができるかよな。
This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape! そういえばここもあったね。
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
へえ。
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
へえ。
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
お、なんだ？おお。
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world
助け
is.
て
Perhaps his death was of
助け
no
て
great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he
助けて
resigned and willingly accepted this violent end
わ
to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
うわ
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant,
誰
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his
誰
body,
誰
killing him instantly.
急に知らん人出てきた。ザ・スタンリー・パラブル。
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
まあそうで
What
すね。
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
さらに上位の存在出てきたな、ナレーターより。
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
あ、
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
ほうほうほうほう。スタンリー・パラブル美術館だ。なぜかここ日本語化されてるな。飛ぶ棚。オフィスのパソコン。切れる切れる。この2つのドアというセットがかなり初期の段階でザ・スタンリー・パラブルのデザインの具体的なもの一つとなりました。この部屋を作ることでその延長線上にゲームの内容が現れ、この部屋がもたらす矛盾を探っていくことになります。なるほどね。オフィス。ボタンの音。このゲームを通してボタンを押した時に使われたサウンドセレクションです。各サウンドはシンセサイザーの音色とキーボードのストロークをミックスして作られている。クレジット。でも一応、スタンリー・パラブル、ウルトラデラックス用の、なんていうの、表示にはなってるな。メンテナンスルーム。ウルトラデラックスの発表。2018年12月、ジャスタンリーパラブルのウルトラデラックスバージョンをザ・ゲームアワーズにて発表しました。これらはゲームの演技と発表のために制作した動画のスクリーンショット。光線地帯。開発当初、私たちはスタンリーがエイリアンと戦場で戦うエンディングをデザインしました。このアクションゲームは知覚を持ち始め、ナレーターと戦うことになるのです。私たちは作り始めてすぐに、これはこのゲームのトーンに対して冗談が過ぎるということに気づきました。さらにシューティング好きな人たちをからかっていると解釈する人もいましたが、そういう人ではありませんでした。いいですね。なんかこういう舞台裏みたいなのが見れるゲーム好きよ。ラウンジ。あるよね、こういう部屋。ナレーターのメール。2回目の予告の後、ナレーターへの質問メールを募集しました。当初これを宣伝材料にしようと企画していたのですが、完璧な使い道を見つけられませんでした。ここでそのメールの一部を紹介します。Could you tell me what the significance of the number? 1128。なるほど。アパートメントタイム。全バージョンではアパートのエンディングへつながる選択肢で電話に出るまでの時間が15秒与えられていました。電話に出ないと違うエンディングに。はいはいはいはい。これは初期段階、開発段階のスタンリーパラブルか。 わあわあわあわあ。混乱エンド。ファーストチョイス。ああ、はいはいはいはい。これどう進むかってことか。うん、うん、うん。なるほど。メンテナンスレイアウト。はいはいはいはい。見どころが多いですね。ゼンディングレバー。弾けないわ。うーん。ゼンディングって何？カウントダウンデスク。フリーダムエンド。モニタールームエレベーター。広っていうか実際の部屋が。スタンリーのオフィス。これでぐるりと回ってきた感じかな。そこが出口か。こっちって言ってないよな、多分。フリーダムエンド。結構スタンリーパラブルのバージョン違いみたいなのがあったんですかね。でもこっち行ってないか。広いな、しかし。
Does that sound plausible to you?
ナレーションアウトテイク。
Hmm.
ナレーターの声を担当したケイパンブライティングは2年間のゲーム開発中、およそ3回に分けてゲーム全体のセリフを録音しました。
Then he pushed the number 4.
使われなかったやつ。えー。じゃあちょっと、エグジットしてみますか。
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
オフ。
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
戻ってきた。なるほどな。
All of his co-workers were
これで完全に戻った感じか。
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ニューコンテンツあるわ。ちょっと見てみるか、ニューコンテンツ。
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
はい。 にしてもらいましょうか。これまたやんの？It's a small world またやんの？あー、スキップされたわ。よいしょ。
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
そんなこともないけどね、だ
The
から。
original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
え？
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
インベスターショーケース。
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
ほほー。帰ってきた2つのドア。ああ、スタンリーパラブルロゴアイディア。遊ばしてくれるんですか？スタンリーパラブル2。
Now, to be clear,
あ、2人いる。
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
はい。
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
あ、パソコンが時代を反映したものになってる。よく見たら。でも2013年でも、あのパソコン古かったけどな、だいぶ。お、大切な投資家の皆様、ショーフラはこちらです。やったー。あ、新機能。あ、この先に新機能があると。こんな歩かせるショーケース。わー、すごい。あるかね。
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
ジャンプさせてくれよ、じゃあ。グッズ。ちょっと欲しいな。The End is Never the End Again T シャツめっちゃ欲しいな、あれ。売ってないかな、マジで。ザ・スタンリー・パラブル安心のバケツ。このゲームをプレイしている人の名前を言うボタン。このボタンはこのゲームをプレイしているプレイヤーの名前を言います。新しい。そんなことできる？
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
それができたら確かにすごいけど、だから何？プレイをしてる本当に言うの？ 違うよ。
I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
開発中だからってこと？
Let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget who you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
いやー、スタンリーパラブル2のショーケースに来たけど、自分の名前を呼んでくれるボタンだって？そんなものを、どうやって開発するって言うんだ？信じないぞ。さあ、言ってみろ。俺の名前は。おお、なんと。
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim.
ジムになりすぎることがある。初めて聞いたな。没収された。戻れと。雲行きが怪しくなってきたな。あと何があるって？
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
安心のバケツ。スタンリー？これスタンリー？無限の穴。
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease.
ライナスの毛布みたいなこと？
It's true.
舞い降りてきた。
The many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
これを抱くと安心できる。邪悪な笑い。
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
このバケツで。
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
そうなんですか。これ持ち歩かないとダメなの？これ持ち歩く、これずっと持ち歩かないとダメなの？このバケツ。邪魔やな。
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
邪魔だな。ノースクリーンショッツ。赤ちゃんはみんな大人。だからもう、勝手にこの炎に向かっていくこともないと。オールニューオフィス。レッドですよ、ニューオレンジ。ノースクリーンショッツ。 スクリーンショット撮ってみる。あ、特に何かあるわけではない。あ、ジャンプサークルある。コレクターズアイテム。ジャンプサークルどこ？あ、ジャンプサークルある。ジャンプサークルある。やった。
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's oh wait.
おい、
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
そらそうでしょ。
Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
残りジャンプ数を増やして。無限の穴。新しい実績。フリー実績。レバーを引く実績を受け取る。これだけ今すぐ手に入れよう。やった。
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes.
Oh.
You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
マジ？
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
がっかりだよ。そんでバケツ邪魔やな、これ。いや、でもなんか、確かに、抱えてると安心してきたような。
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
いや、でも実際こういうなんか展覧会みたいなのがあったらワクワクするやろうな。出口めっちゃ塞がれてない？出口こっちか。全部集めよう。
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
スタンリー人形が、やったー。なんだこれ。スタンリーパラブル2では、
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
ああいう集めるアイテムも実装されますよと。誰が喜ぶねん。ベッティングワールドチャンピオン。なんだこれ。こっちは That's new って書いてある。
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
なるほど。あと見てないのは、無限の穴かな。ここも通ってないっけ？
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
まあ、誕生日おめでとうか
You
な。
know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
おーい。その話聞いてた？
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
腹立つな。こっちに行くと無限の穴が。 ああ。ああ。
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games.
ああ。天井が。行ってみよう。わー。ああ、無限に落ちてる、無限に落ちてる。
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
ああ、落ちてる、落ちてる。
Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
ああ、テレポートできんだ。いやー。
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
なんで無限に落ちれるんでしょ
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
めちゃめちゃ吸い殻落ちてるな。
A normal person actually wants to fall infinitely. I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
何切れとんねん。
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
ああ。戻るか。
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
ほぼ無限な穴。ああ。実装が早い。これでスタンリーパラブル2が面白くなるとはとても思えんのだが。ジャンプサークル。フリー実績見た。あなたの名前を呼ぶボタン見た。グッズ見た。セッティングワールドチャンピオンね。見た。ピスデコレーション、エピローグ、コレクティブル、インフィニ見た。もう変えるか。なんか、期待外れやったな、スタンリーパラブル2。
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
1は面白かったけど、2でダサくなることなんてよくあるからな。
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
なるほど。
Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
確かに全部あるけど。
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
確かに全部あるけど。
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different
そういう
arrangement.
ことじゃないよな。
Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
うん、ひどなったね。
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
バケ
I
ツいらん
wanted
くない
more
っていう
than
か。
anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original
Oh.
Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
なるほど。
Tastefully, of course.
いや、
With
それはいいよ。
with care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
その方向性はいいんじゃない
Possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction,
いや、こだわるとこ、
This is
こ
the
いやこだわるとこそこじゃないと思うけど。
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
ああ。まあ。なるほどね。なかなか悪くないんじゃない？セッティングとかできる？できるわ。へえ。
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
うん。
Stanley worked
飾られてる、飾られてる。
where he was employee
オフィスがデコレーションされてるわ、風船で。
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
加えりゃいいってもんじゃないけど
Telling him
な。
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one showed up to give him instructions,
飾られて
or a
ん
meeting,
な。
or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
今んところ風船がある
All
だけ
of
で
his
すけど。
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
これで出た。安心バケツ。持ってこ。
Stanley picked up the bucket.
安心するわ。ここから先は一緒なのかな。出た。
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
じゃあ右。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
バケツがあるだけで何も変わらんな。あは、デコレーションされてる。
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
すげえな、しかし。
Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
あ、あそこにあるの、コレクターアイテムじゃないですか。あそこどうやって行くんだろう。気になるな。気になるか。
No, stop.
Oh.
Up there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley,
本当だ。
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and
すごい
isn't
馬鹿にさ
a
れてんな、しかし。
Please,
お、びっくりした。
step in here for a moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
なるほ
Simply
ど
enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
あ
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
ー、これはバケツだ。
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
えー、
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
じゃあ、これもバケツのホログラムなんじゃない？
Correct.
おい、
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
でも、じゃあバケツなんじゃないの？バケツとしての機能は果たすでしょ。
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
どうせバケツじゃないんでしょ？
Incorrect.
え
This is a bucket.
ー、違いがわかんね
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
え。これはバケツじゃないよ。
Correct. This is a tractor.
急にバカにしやがって。
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
なんでや
This
ね
is
ん。
a bucket.
おい、説明はい。説明をせえ。これがバケツだっていう説明をせえ。
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
これこそバケツですよ。
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
両方って何？バケツでありバケツでない何かなの？説明して、説明を。
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
おい。バケツ。
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
いや、違うよ。
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
ゲシュタルト崩
What
壊っ
is
て
a
やつね。
bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
あ
Am I a bucket?
人格が崩壊してる。
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
スタンリーパラブル2の目玉機能じゃなかったのこのバケツ。
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything
Ah.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh,
バケ
this
ツ
is
って何
wonderful.
バケツってなんだよ。
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into
全ては
anyone
バケツ
else,
だったの
maybe don't
か。
mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
わあ。
All of his
散らかってるな。
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
これバケツ全部。これバケツだっていうのを全部。あ、バケツいるわ。
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
散らかってる書類についてはなんか研究しろよ。
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
じゃあ右行っちゃう。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
あ、こっからいける。こっからアイテム取れる。やった。
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the
Yatta.
intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
これ、全部集めても意味ないんですね。こっから下っていけんよな、多分な。でお、どこだ急に知らんとこに出たな。カセットがいっぱい落ちてる。
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
ああ、またバケツの話してる、この人。
anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
怖
How many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so.
バケツもそうだけど、なぜこの音声をこの録音してるのこの
What
人。
do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
いないよ。
Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
ガンポラータ。なーにガンポラータって。あれ電話鳴ってる？あ、これ？
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
あ、帰りに買い物してきてって。さて。まあじゃあ、時間もいいところなんで、今日はこの辺にしときましょうか。これこの先ずっとスタンリーパラブル2なのかな？だとしたら、まだこれから膨大なコンテンツが待ってることになるけど。次回の配信は、なんかロビンのパソコンも直ったみたいなんで、ロビンが平日になんか配信するなら、その、ロビンが配信してる日以外にやろうかなっていう感じなんで、その辺のね、更新の報告は Twitter でやってるので、Twitter のフォロー、YouTube チャンネルのチャンネル登録をしてお待ちください。では、ありがとうございました。この続編は一時停止中です。